Are you moving out of Maryland to another state here in the U.S.? Or are you in the military and maybe being PCSed to another state from the state of Maryland? Or maybe your job is relocating you to another place in another state. Did you know that there is something called withholding tax here in Maryland that you may be subject to? Hey everybody, I'm Jeremy Weiss, local realtor here with the Helpers Group. And today we're going to talk all about what they call an out-of-state withholding tax. So if you are not a resident of the state of Maryland and you are selling a primary residence in the state of Maryland, you may be subject to a withholding tax to the amount of 8.25% of your proceeds. Now, this is a loaded topic, so you got to stay with me because it is a little nuanced and there are some important details. So the first thing that we need to talk about is who this applies to. So there was a bad rumor going around that, you know, if you move out of the state of Maryland was going to tax you. And that is very partially true. If you are a legal resident of the state of Maryland and you are moving out of the state of Maryland, as long as you are a legal resident of Maryland when you move out of state, you are not subject to any of this. Okay? Very simple. If you are the legal resident of another state and you are selling a primary home that you used here in the state of Maryland as your primary place of residence for 2 out of the last 5 years, you also may not be subject to this withholdings. However, it is something that has to be worked on. Okay, so very important. This is really super important for the members of the military. Okay, because one of the advantages of being in the military is that the military allows you to keep your home state of residence and you don't need to change it when you move from place to place. So let's say your home is the state of Texas. That's where you're from originally, Texas loud and proud. No problem. The military allows you to keep Texas as your place of residence or your home of residence, even though the military moves you to different places throughout the U.S. That means when you file your taxes every year, you do so in the state of Texas. Your vehicle is registered in the state of Texas, all those good things. Well, if you buy a home here in Maryland, which they are allowed to do, you buy a home here in Maryland, when you go to sell that home, okay, if you are still a legal resident of the state of Texas, then technically you could be subject to this withholding. Okay, like I said, the withholding amount actually just went up. It used to be 8%. It is now 8.25% of the proceeds from the sale of your home. So, in order to avoid that for you, what has to be done is, number one, your agent has to know about it. Okay, and if you're working with an agent who doesn't know about this, then that's something you really need to think about, because your agent really should be savvy about knowing about withholdings. But the next thing they need to do is, if you're selling a home, the day you go under contract for that home, your agent should be sending you paperwork for you to fill out so that it can be sent to the comptroller of Maryland. Okay, in order to get the exemption of you living in that home as your primary residence for 2 out of the past 5 years, there's paperwork that has to be filled out, and the comptroller's office says it takes them 21 days to process this paperwork. So it's crucial that you get it in as soon as you're under contract for them to be able to process. Now, there's never a guarantee that they're going to give you the exemption, okay? But you have to submit for it. As long as you have a good reason, then yeah, there's really a good chance that you're going to get it. But it has to be submitted to them, and they may give you a full exemption from the withholdings, or you may get a partial exemption. Okay, so it could happen either way, but like I said, it takes 21 days, and that's the important part, right? You have to get it in on time. Then they will work with the title company in order to let the title company know if money is to be withheld, and if so, how much. Now, I mentioned to you, it's the number just went up from 8% to 8.25% for individuals who own a home. If you're a corporation, it's actually 8.75% now. And that comes from the proceeds of the home. So what that means is, let's say you own a home, for easy math, we're going to say that you own the home and you're going to make $100,000 on the home when you sell, okay? Your profits are going to be $100,000. When you sell that home, the state is going to withhold 8.25% of that $100,000. So the state is going to hold $8,250, and that will be withheld from you at closing. Okay, so you will actually only make $91,750. Now, let's say, kind of worst case scenario, we botch up the paperwork, it doesn't get in on time, you don't get an answer from the comptroller. That's okay, it's less than ideal, but you still have recourse. If you don't get the paperwork in on time, you can still go after the fact and you can apply for the exemption after the fact. And then what will happen is when you file your taxes the following year, they can give you either a refund of that money or credit that money back to you the following year in whole or in partial. Again, the comptroller is the one who determines how much you get back. Now, very important to know, okay? Obviously, I'm a realtor. I'm not a tax advisor, attorney, CPA, or anything like that. So, if you have detailed questions about this, or if you have a little bit of a nuanced situation, reach out to your CPA or whomever you use, or you can feel free to give a call to the Office of the Comptroller of the state of Maryland, and they can help give you some guidance. So, very important though, when you're moving out of state, that your agent knows these things and your agent can help you with these things. That way they can help you avoid having to pay a hefty amount at closing. So if you are moving out of state and you're looking for somebody who can help you with this and who knows how this system works, or you know of anybody who's moving out of state and needs somebody who really knows what they're doing, we would love to chat with you. If you found this video helpful, do us a favor. Please give us a thumbs up, like the video, and then also do us a favor and subscribe to our channel for more Maryland real estate news as well as local lifestyle information. I'm Jeremy Weiss of the Helpers Group, and as always, we ask, how can we help?